The infamous Black Boar, just into the inventory here at Crossroad Cues. 6-point Black Boar. This is a Black Boar custom. Notice the bottom of the butt cap where it says BB Custom. Now I am told that Tony only made the custom Black Boars for around a year. Now don't quote me on that. That is third-party information, but I did get it from a reputable source. But nevertheless, there are not many that are signed Black Boar Custom or have the Black Boar Custom logo on it. I can tell you that right now. You won't see these commonly. So this is a good one for you collectors out there. And for the players, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. There is a reason why these continue to command the type of price tags that they do. And this one is being sold under value by far. So the points, if you notice, this is 6 points. You also don't see a whole lot of 6-point Black Boar, so you've got a couple different things that make it pretty rare. I thought that they were ebony. Now, from what I do know about Black Boar, Tony believes that African Blackwood plays better than ebony. I talked to a Black Boar collector. Even though at a bird's eye view it does appear to be ebony, we're going to call it African Blackwood because even on the butt sleeve here, you can see where it's a kind of a darkish brown. So don't kill the messenger. I'm almost positive that it is African Blackwood. What I do know to be a fact is that is a Birdseye maple nose. Some people call that a forearm. Of course, the forearm being the whole top of the cue in its entirety, including the points and so on and so forth. But the nose is made out of Birdseye maple. This is a stainless steel joint 5/16/14, of course. It does come with the Black Boar custom joint protectors. Very clean cue. It's not new, but it's been very well kept, and it rolls nice and straight. Look at that. No movement at the nose, no variation at all on the butt. Now that is a fine pool and billiards instrument right there. One of the finest in the world by far. So inside of the points, all of the white is natural material. That's the real McCoy. There is absolutely no overseas shipping on this cue, no exceptions, and some states do have purchase and shipping restrictions. So if you know that your state has restrictions, don't even ask, because we will not sell it to you and we won't ship it to you. We do everything by the book, and if you're not sure, give us a call through my website, or you can email us at crossroadcues.com and we'll check for you. But anyway, back to this beautiful Black Boar custom cue. No dents, no dings, no scratches in the forearm. Nice leather wrap moving down on the cue. Tight form fit leather wrap. African Blackwood butt sleeve, even though it looks like ebony. Each of the inlays are Abalone, and they are bordered in silver. I would say that's German silver nickel on the rings here. And then you also have natural material in the sideways diamonds. 15.3 on the butt. If you like them a little bit heavier, this one's got a nice forward balance to it. I love the way this feels. Nice forward balance. If you want to make this thing a 16-ounce cue or a 15.5 cue, you could easily add weight to it. Of course, as we know, it's easier to add than it is to take away. The shafts are in really good shape. The cue has been played with, but there's very few signs of play. Again, no dents, no dings. Butt sleeve looks nice and clean. Came out of a high-end collection. It originally belonged to a friend of ours who did play with it occasionally. Then he kept it in his climate-controlled room in a case. So not new, but really, really clean. I like to say no apologies. You know, you can see a couple tiny marks on the bottom of the butt cap here. But the important stuff is that it rolls nice and straight and it plays dynamic. So the shafts. One of the shafts at some point or the other had to have been replaced. Now these are definitely both Black Boar shafts, and they are some really, really, really good wood. But I'm going to try to show you a little bit of a close-up here. It's just that one of the rings is just slightly thicker, like on that shaft right there. So if you notice, that one right here matches the cue perfectly. This one is just off slightly. It's not a big deal, but again, one of the shafts apparently was replaced. Don't know if it was broke or what it is, but they're both black boar shafts. The wood is really nice, old growth maple. It's been seasoned well. They both fit the cue perfectly. One shaft is 3.7 ounces, and it is 12.7, right around 12.71. And the other one is a 4-ounce shaft, and it is a 12.9 millimeter. Now, for those of you that like to use your low deflection shafts, these shafts would not even come into play for you because you'd just be parking them in a case anyway. But both the shafts and the cue roll straight together and apart. One of the shafts, the smaller shaft, has just a little tiny bit of movement when you roll the shaft. Actually, I could show you what I mean by that. So for those of you out there, you know, if you purchase a cue and somebody says the shafts are straight, right? Okay. So here, this is the one that I was telling you has a little tiny bit of movement. Notice the tip's on the table. The bottom of the shaft is on the table. I'm going to roll it out here for you. And you can just kind of see like a little bit of movement. It's not going boom, 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 boom. If it does that, you got a problem. You got to send it back or somebody owes you a shaft. With this is actually a straight shaft. It just has like a little tiny bit of movement in the center there. I would venture to tell you that's just from the taper, okay? So there you go, a little bit. Now the other shaft, the larger shaft, I'll show you. And again, really nice seasoned wood. Love it, love it, love it. You just don't find wood like that very often. Even though I play with lower deflection stuff, man, I love feeling the actual hit of a cue with the old original maple shafts, okay? So actually this one right here, you can see just a little bit of movement like in the center right there. So this is the one that actually has the movement right there. So it's what you call a taper roll or a little bit of a lift in the center. There it is right there. Again, the tip doesn't move. And then this one right here, yeah, that one right there, you can barely see anything at all. So the fact that both of them have a little tiny bit of movement, one more obvious than the other, I would say that it is from the taper. So sometimes if let's say a cue maker uses a long, like a pro taper or something like that, it can show a little bit of movement in the center, or you could have a warped shaft. I don't believe these are warped by any way, shape, or form. So there you go. We are full transparency here at Crossroad Cues. Again, limited run of these customs were ever made, and you're not going to find a lot of 6-pointers, especially with the natural material. Tony at Black Boar says this cue replacement value is between $15,000 and $16,000 for this cue for a 6-pointer with the material that's in this cue. I don't even know if he can build with that material anymore, but he said $15,000 to $16,000. We are way under that amount. So if you want to grab a piece of art, functional art, something that is very sought after by one of the absolute best cue makers and most sought after cue makers on the planet, here's your opportunity. Black Boar custom cue. I'm going to have it loaded to our website soon if it makes it. If you need financing, you can finance this through a firm. We do flexible payment plans, also in-house financing. If you're following us on YouTube, do me a favor, like, follow, and share our page, Crossroad Cues Gallery page. Crossroad Cues Gallery. We don't have access to the other Crossroad Cues page at this time, but it's the Crossroad Cues Gallery page, and our website is crossroadcues.com. Thanks for taking a peek. Black Boar.